Content that people might be sensitive to can be found in the video description. Welcome to Ursa Red. My name is Alexander Crutchfield and I am your GM. Due to some discrepancies having the party split up, this episode will only be Crime and Antonio, and we will start hopefully releasing videos a little bit more consistently. Thank you for everybody who's waited, and enjoy.
I'm joined by Chase Dixon.
Hey everybody, I'm Chase Dixon, and I'm the voice of Antonio Moretti. And so this week's fun fact about Antonio, everyone's got a special talent. Mine's Chase Dixon's is building computers. I really like doing it. It's really fun. I did it before the job I have now. It's awesome. But Antonio's is juggling. And this is kind of fun or kind of sad, depending on how you look at it, right? So when he was a young whippersnapper coming up in the Genovese family, he had to provide entertainment to the maid members. You know what I mean? Because he's just a kid. He can't do anything yet. So he's got to have a reason for them to keep him around. So it was basically trial by fire, learn how to entertain them or get beat. And he learned how to juggle. And he got really, really good at juggling. Just fucking whatever you got. You got an apple, you got a bowl of goop, you got a gun that's fully loaded with the safety off, whatever. He could juggle it all at once. It doesn't matter.
Chainsaws.
Yep.
Torches.
Katanas. Decapitated heads of guys that owed the family money. Absolutely.
He's juggling other jugglers.
Yeah, but they have to be gnomes or smaller. He's not a strong guy.
I'm joined by Tim Lincoln.
Hey, everybody. I'm Tim Lincoln, and I play Optimus Crime, the Warforged artificer tech guru of the group. And Crime's fun fact for this week, we are going through his 5 senses. We went through vision, hearing, smell. Today, we're talking about his sense of touch. So while other robots that work in factories are responsible for completing very few repetitive tasks, they can easily be programmed to use the appropriate amount of pressure for each task. Crime exists in an ever-changing environment, and he relies on a combination of pre-programmed benchmarks, biometric tactile sensors, and AI learning to apply the appropriate amount of force for every person or object that he's going to interact with. So he has servos and hydraulics and motors that are able to measure the resistance if someone were to push him. He's got gyroscopes that help keep him balanced. And when he interacts with objects, he has sensors on his fingertips that are made of soft rubbery pads. There are multiple layers that contact each other when pressure is applied, and there's tiny little cameras behind each of those pads. And those cameras are able to work in conjunction with his AI learning to determine the correct amount of pressure for the size, weight, and material of an object that he's interacting with. So that's how he's able to touch people or objects without breaking them. He's able to hand Karg a bottle without cracking it.
That's complicated. My favorite part is the tactile sensors.
Yeah, tactical. No, they're tactile sensors.
Oh, tactile.
Yeah, but there's just multiple layers of little rubbery surfaces, and when pressure gets put on them, they squeeze together, and the camera picks up where the pressure is.
Very nice.
We got tactile, and chromatic crits.
Yeah.
And I'm joined by myself, Alexander Crutchfield. I am your GM for Ursa Red. It's time to start the game.
Yeah, it is.
Everyone ready to start the game? Very
Yes.
energetic opening today. This time
I'm
you guys get
so
to go
ready.
first. Last time it was Dean and Carter going first. This time it's going to be you guys. So,
Gang shit.
When we last ended, you guys were talking about blackmailing the family, and you were walking down from the upper pass. We went up there to watch the rise. We had this beautiful moment where you two were just talking, and I didn't have to do anything. What are we doing next? Where are we going? What's the plan?
Yeah, so we're walking down from the overlook and heading down into the city. All the lights are coming on. It's starting to get a little bit of that morning hustle and bustle as people go about their day. And yeah, Antonio,
Yeah, crime.
what do you think we should do now? We kind of don't have a lot on our agenda at the moment. We can't help the accountant just yet.
I haven't had free time in. I don't remember since the last time I had free time. I mean, we got this list of coordinates. You want to go fuck some people up?
I highly advise against getting into any kind of altercations while the rest of the group isn't here. We could go investigate some of those other coordinates.
I'm not saying we have to. I'm saying that's what I'd like, but if it doesn't happen that way, you don't always get what you want. A poet said that once. I don't remember the name, but
Now that you're gainfully unemployed, we could take you to the unemployment line. Get some goop stamps.
I just imagine Antonio going to buy goop with a WIC card. I'm not saying we have to go kill people or fuck them up or whatever. But I do know there's a bunch of other people, like our friend Mr. Somebody, that could use some help. And at this point, if you're not one of those poor schmucks, or you're not one of us, you're a bad motherfucker. That needs to be dealt with.
Just starts attacking random people on the side of the road.
Well, I disagree that everybody is going to be hostile. I mean, just look, we just met the accountant, and he was super nice. Even gave me that cool painting.
Nah, he's one of us now.
I do agree that there are people that need our help. We can go look at the next set of coordinates. And I'm going to pull up the list, which I scanned.
Yes.
And we're currently coming down from the upper pass. I'm going to analyze that list of numbers because it was by section of the city and then block, building, and then like house number, something like that.
Yeah.
Address. What is the closest one to the
closest
upper pass?
one? Let's do one in Refiner's Village.
All right.
So I'm just going to kind of describe Refiner's Village and let you guys. So Refiner's Village is almost entirely one-story buildings. There's a few two-story buildings. Most of them look like warehouses. When you start to look closer at the we call that, like at those warehouses, you're going to see that most of them have some kind of like heavy machinery and stuff like that. Depending on what they're for, they have different uses. Most of them are for refining different types of gases that are found in the mines. Some of which are for like neon. So these people refine it and then trap it into tubes that have already been shaped to form signs for different businesses, or are just generic so that people can replace light bulbs in their house and things like that. There's also going to be refining oxygen to let out controlled bursts to keep the atmosphere sustainable, for at least at a sustainable rate for the people who live here and have adjusted to it. You're also going to see like metal refineries and things like that. But then there's a bunch of, in all of these one-story buildings, it's either a house or it's a small business. And this is where you're going to find a lot of like metallurgy. People who work with the metals and do welding, as well as like forging and things like that. This is where you would be most likely to find someone to make you a weapon, but that isn't what they specialize, because most things here are made out of metal. You're gonna find most people do things like building tables and doors and locks and things like that out of these metals.
Hey, Antonio, on this list, it looks like number 7 is going to be the closest one to where we're at right now. It's a couple of blocks over into Refiner's Village. And we've established that there's kind of like public transport, like trams or something.
Yeah, there's trams.
All right.
Yeah, and they're easily accessible for you guys. So,
Do you want to catch a tram over to Refiner's Village and we can investigate if this number 7 is still around?
Works for me.
so you guys are taking a tram over. This is going to be kind more on like the west side of Refiner's Village, not super far in, and you guys are going to show up at what appears to be like a rundown, closed refinery building. Whatever this building used to work as, it doesn't anymore, and for the most part, the lights seem to be off. Like I said, the big refinery buildings do have second floors, and this one on the second floor, there is a soft glow coming from one of the windows.
So this is the building that we're in front of where the number brought us to. We found the exact building.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how do you think we should approach this? You seem to be more of the stealthy type.
I'm thinking we get as much information as we can from the outside, and then if we got to go in, we find the best way to do that without being seen. If you want me to go out in alone, so your gears don't creak and give us away, that's
hey,
fine.
my gears don't creak. I'm well oiled.
Sprays WD-40 on his elbows.
Yeah.
But for now, let's just see what we can see. So I'd like to peer into one of the windows that isn't illuminated, so I don't silhouette myself. You said only one of them has a dim glow coming out of it, right?
Yeah, on the second floor.
Is there a way? Is there any other windows that I would be able to get to, even if I have to make an acrobatics roll?
Like on the second floor?
Or first floor. First floor is pretty cool too.
First floor you can see in. You're gonna see just a lot of like storage tanks for things. And you're going to see a bunch of like piping and hosing. You're also going to see kind of off to one side, there's a metal staircase leading up to the second floor. The second floor has some buildings on half, or some rooms on half the building, but for the most part, it's like a metal catwalk to get there.
Hey, Crime. You're really good with tinkering and stuff. If given the materials, could you make a pipe bomb?
A pipe bomb? Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
You just need to have with an source, a few, and then we could easily. Why do you ask?
Because I think there's materials in there. If we mix it with some of the gunpowder from these bullets, might be able to cook with gas. But that's just a thought. Is there a way for me to get up to the second floor to look through the dimly lit window? Or Crime?
Yeah, is it low enough that I could just pick him up?
You're what? How tall are you? You're pretty tall.
I am. Yeah, I think I was like 6'6".
So if you hold me by the bottom of my feet and press me up, we are 12 feet tall.
No, that not quite there.
What if he holds me above his head by my feet and jumps?
If he holds you above his head by your feet, that would be enough. That would probably get you the extra 2 feet that you guys need to get to that window. Crime would have to make a strength check.
All right. Antonio, climb up on my shoulders. I'm gonna lean up against the building, like kind of squat down so he can like scramble up onto me.
As I lumber on top of my big robot friend, all of my joints are going to crack in every conceivable, the most painful sounding way imaginable.
Let's see if I have anything for my artificer infusions that could help us here. I don't think I do.
Is there a grappling hook in the thieves' tools?
There is a grappling hook in my backpack.
I think we're onto something, big fella.
I'm gonna use the grappling hook instead, and try and throw the grappling hook up to the roof.
Okay, that would be athletics.
Okay, let's roll. I have a +1, 5.
I really want to make it go through the window, but I'm not going to. You're going to throw it up, and you're going to miss the wall entirely. It's going to go straight up and then come back down.
All right. Can I try again?
You clearly didn't play baseball. Maybe I'll have better odds if I stand on your shoulders and throw it, because I'll be closer.
Oh, yeah, good idea. All right, you stand on my shoulders. I'll give you the grappling hook, and then now you can roll. Or throw.
Any kind of advantage because I've cut the distance?
No. Any advantage would be countered with the disadvantage of you standing on a robot leaning up against a wall.
He's a sturdy fella.
It's going to hook onto the roof. And you guys now have a line that goes past the window.
Do you have any more rope so I can fasten both of us to this? I can climb up.
I mean, I got 50 feet of rope, but I assume that's attached to the grappling hook.
All right, buddy. You want to do this, or you want me to do this? I'm down.
What's the game plan here? I just
He's trying to peek in the window.
I'm going to Mission Impossible myself. Now that we have the grappling hook, it's much funnier if I climb all the way to the top of the roof, sit down, tie as much around my waist as possible, and Spidey descend so that I'm upside down and just peer through the top of the window. That's the game plan, in case you were wondering.
He's going to rappel from the top so he can see in.
You're just going to wrap it around your waist.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to climb up the rope.
Yep.
2 feet. And be able to see inside the window.
Wait, 2 feet?
Yeah. If you're standing on top of the robot, you were literally 2 feet away from being able to see through the window.
But they wouldn't expect somebody to be peering from the top of the window.
Top, yeah. He wants to be like standing off the side of the building and lean down.
So you're going to climb past the window.
Yeah.
No. Around the window. Around the window.
Yeah, I'm on the bottom pulling the rope off to the side.
Okay, make an athletics check. We're going to call it a DC 16.
And since I'm helping him, does he get like a bonus dice?
Are you helping him by holding the rope still or holding it off to the side?
Both. I'm holding it very still off to the side so that he doesn't climb straight up past the window.
I have a -2. And that's a 13.
You successfully make it up 2 feet to see through the window.
Okay. All right. What do I see in the window?
In the window, you're going to see that there's a metal table with a dude laying on top of it. And inside, there are 2 guys, black on black suits. One of them's asleep, and the other one is reading a book.
What entrance to the room do I see? You said there were multiple rooms on that side of the building, so
yeah. So this one appears to just be like the centermost room on that side of the building. You're gonna be able to see like not quite the top of the stairs, but like slightly lower. You can see part of like the hand railing up here on the other side. The door is wide open. Probably because it gets a little stuffy.
In an operating room.
Antonio, what do you see?
There's Let me come down first.
I prepare to catch him.
I'm going to S hook down and slide the 2 feet, and then just into the robot's arms. You're my hero. So we got 2 Jamooks. One of them's racked out. One of them's reading the book. They're not paying attention. We got a guy on the operating table. I think we could take him.
What book is he reading?
All right. Well, it doesn't matter what book he's reading. But what I'm thinking is, we cause a subtle distraction, not enough to wake up the Jamook that's sleeping, right? But we get that one guy out, knock him the fuck out, and then go in and take the sleeper.
Okay. I like it.
All right.
Let's gain entrance into this building.
From the windows on the ground floor, did we see like a back door, a front door, a side door? Like, how many entrances do we think we could feasibly utilize?
There's like 5 entrances to the ground floor.
Okay.
I'm going to head around to one of the doors and try the handle, see if it's unlocked.
It is.
All right. And I'm going to take out a little bit of my oil, spray the hinges.
Hey, Crime, let me get some of that.
You want some oil?
Just give me the oil.
All right, here you
No,
go.
I'm taking it from you, and I'm gonna spray it on me like cologne, and give it back to him.
Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing. Yeah. See, we use the same brand.
A man of culture, I see. Crime, I'm starting to like you the more time I spend with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna open the door and commence to Shaggy Scooby-Doo sneak into the warehouse.
I'm not gonna make you guys roll a stealth. You get in. You're gonna see this place was a CO2 refining building, which is not super useful unless you're trying to grow plants. So it kind of went out of business. Yeah.
Went the way of the chair.
Yeah.
That's the book he was reading, The Way of the Chair. All right. Yeah, is there anything else notable down here other than just a bunch of like gas canisters, I guess air canisters?
Not particularly. What would you consider notable?
Pipes, oxidizers, fuses, timers.
Anything that looks similar to that contraption we found in the hotel room.
Yeah, that's a good point. Probably upstairs.
No timers. There's lots of pipes. They're all connected to things. There's wires. They're connected to things.
I'm going to go ahead and so the catwalk and the building, right? I'm assuming there's the building, and then there's probably like a little catwalk outside that goes around, and then there's a set of stairs somewhere.
So there's inside the building, there's a set of stairs off to one side, on the inside, and it goes up to a catwalk that goes around essentially half the building, and then off of the half or the part of the catwalk that cuts through the middle of the building, there's 3 rooms.
Okay.
All right, we're looking for the center fed room.
Yeah. Hey, Antonio, I can create the distraction if you get ready to ambush this guy when he comes looking.
Yeah, I wanna get next to the door that's open, right? And so when he pops out, I can just stick him.
You want to go upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay. Now make a stealth check.
16.
16. You are going to successfully get up the stairs without making a whole bunch of noise.
All right. And as the artificer, I'm going to use my magical tinkering.
Wait. Before he does that, am I able to get next to the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to use my magical tinkering. I can imbue a tiny non-magical object with magical properties of my choice, 5-foot radius of light, or 6-second long recorded message. So I'm going to create a 6-second long recorded message that sounds generally like what I would assume a mob guy would sound like. and it's gonna say, "Hey boys, the cannolis here." And yeah, and I'm gonna play that.
Okay. I'm going to roll a dice. He's going to get up and go to the door and say, "We didn't order cannolis."
And since I only did a 6-second message, I'm gonna just play it again. Hey guys, the cannolis are here.
But just louder, so it's like a oomph.
We didn't order cannolis. Donut. And he's gonna step out onto the freaking thing. He's like, "Not all of us eat cannolis." And as he steps out onto the catwalk,
I'm gonna try and stick him.
okay, you gotta say it.
Yeah. Well, you were like in the middle of a sentence. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he steps out as soon as he breaks the doorway. I'm just aiming right under the chin. Just so let's go for an attack roll. Yeah, 18.
18 is going to hit.
Cool. Do I get a sneak attack? Because
You do get a sneak attack.
9.
You're going to hit the guy, and he's gonna kind of flinch back. And as he does, he's going to move out of 5 feet away from you, kind of falling backwards on the catwalk.
And then I'm gonna go for another slash because he did the thing. He exited melee range, so he initiated an attack of opportunity. 22.
22. That's going to hit.
And I'd assume that I don't get sneak attack on this one, so we'll just roll the normal dice or die. 6 damage.
6 damage. You are going to end up on top of the guy as you followed him backwards, and he hits the ground. And next to him, you're going to see a book that was in his hand.
Wait, what's the book? This is my character arc right here. The discovery of the book.
This is gonna be like a parenting book. Watch.
It is, in fact, a parenting book. It is a book on how to take care of newborns.
Well, I had to do it. They can do it too. Time to die, asshole.
He is dead.
Cool.
All right, and then I'm gonna play the recorded message again. It's gonna say, "Hey guys, the cannolis are here."
Okay.
Did that wake up the other Jamook?
It did not.
All right, then would I be able to quietly drag the body of this guy out of the room?
No, he's on the catwalk.
Oh, okay. My mistake. I thought that he fell back into the room. Okay. Hey, psst, Crime. Get the fuck up here.
All right. The cannolis are here.
We'll eat the cannolis later.
There are no cannolis. I lied.
I was really looking forward to those cannolis. You're a monster.
We're gonna go up the stairs.
You guys are going to get into the room, and you're going to see the guy is laying. There's a dude laying down on the table, clearly unconscious, like comatose. Then you're going to see that there's a dude who appears to be asleep in the chair, but when you look at him, you can see his blood veins on his neck. All of them are like a dark blue color, and next to them you're going to and he's wearing a mask with 2 hoses that go down to this contraption that you've seen before, and it's going to have an error message on it that says like oxygen purification malfunction. I will let one of you make a nature check to finally reveal what this thing is doing.
Yes, sir. Nature.
That sounds like you, big fella.
That's going to be a 15 plus 5, 20.
What this contraption does for people who are not from the under, the low amount of oxygen and high amount of heavy gases is not natural for them. So these guys can breathe it for a little bit, but then they have to put on this contraption in order to refine the air going into their lungs to bring them back up to full strength. So the guy that you just defeated was not at full strength because he hasn't been, like, he didn't have the contraption on recently. The guy in the chair who's asleep using the contraption didn't realize that the contraption stopped working. So right now he is dying of noble gases, essentially.
Crime, I need you to fix that. I need you to fix that contraption right the fuck now. We got questions for him.
But he's dying a noble death. But sing. All right, I'll get to it.
You know, I think about almost every other day about the "there's a riser in our midst" joke you made in episode 4, and just how beautiful it was. The puns you've had, just top notch stuff.
Yeah, no one caught that one. All right.
While he's doing that, Antonio, would you like to keep looking around the room?
I would love to.
You're going to get to the patient, lift up the sheet on him, and you're going to see that this guy has a much more intense reconstruction than what Mr. Somebody has. He has essentially, like, from his collarbone down, half of his body has been replaced.
Holy shit.
And then he's still very much out, so, like, you're not bothering him or waking him, very much like comatose. And then off to one side, you're going to see some medical equipment that's been there. Just, this isn't like the medical equipment for surgery. This is like getting vital signs and things like that. And then next to him is a folder.
Yeah, I'm gonna look in that folder.
As you go through the folder, what you're going to discover is a series of, like, part numbers as it regards to what's been put on this guy. Results, things that they need to be considered, like stuff that's kind of a little bit above your head as far as, like, the medical, like, trying to, like, some of it makes sense, some of it doesn't. Like, you can look at an inventory list and be like, this is a fucking inventory list.
Yeah, part numbers and NSNs and shit.
And then you keep flipping through, and you're going to find an arrest report. The guy on the table was convicted for robbing a high-end family, and as a part of his robbery, he killed 2 people. They were never able to recover what he stole because he pawned it off almost immediately when he returned from... So he robbed someone at the Cloud, and when he got back to the Rise, he immediately pawned off whatever he stole. And it was around that time when they arrested him, dragged him away, sent him to a lab on the surface where they did the surgery, and then they sent him down to what the file refers to as the prison.
Holy shit, this is some diabolical shit.
But I'll let you react to that on the next episode.
Hey everybody, it's Crutch. Thank you for listening to this episode. Like I said, this was kind of a weird one because we only had 2 members of the party. Next time, we will probably have an entire video where we resolve the end of Mr. Phelps and Karg. It should be a good one, and we should have that out to you in the next 2 weeks. Thank you for waiting for this video. If you guys have, if not, you didn't have to wait. Good on you. So if you want to reach out to us on social media, we are on Instagram under Tactical Crits. We're on YouTube under Tactical Crits. And we also have a Patreon. Patreon is how we can be directly supported by our audience. We have looked into commercials, but there's nothing that I feel comfortable recommending to people. So as of right now, Patreon is the only way to support us. If you have anything you want to say, get in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.